Alright, hey there guys, so this time I'm going to be going over arguments and parameters. Now hopefully you guys can see the text pretty well. I know before I was having some issues with the text not being too clear, so hopefully I fixed that issue and you guys can see this fine. So first things first, we're going to start off with parameter. Now I'm going strictly off the wiki here. I'm going to be adding my own information in on it and hopefully giving you guys some examples to try and work around it. So, a parameter is properly known as the variables in the definition of a function. So, an example in a dot touched function, like I made in my previous video, we had body part as our parameter. It's the variable in the definition of a function, which is the parentheses. An argument is properly known as the values that appear in a function getting called. So if you guys know anything about calling functions, you have parentheses at the end when you call your function itself. As you guys can see down here, you have print stuff in parentheses. Now, what this does here is anything inside of that parentheses becomes an argument. So in the example, x is the parameter of the function. So here we have x as our parameter. Print stuff dot parameters are always declared in this format, inside the parentheses of the function declaration. In this function, there's a single statement, print x, which prints whatever x is, so whatever we set it to. Currently, even though x is not defined and is nil, the compiler will not call an error because the function hasn't been called. So if you know anything about functions, I believe I've gone over this in the previous video, anything within a function won't be run until you call that function. So knowing that the code's read, from line, say, line 1, 2, 3 down, if this was all we had, we would know that x, as of when it's being read, is nil. So typically, if you had this scenario, it would print an error due to trying to print x. But due to the fact it's in a function, the namescape is passed. So here we have our argument. Our argument is hello world. Now, here we're setting our argument as a string hello world. So x here, our parameter, is equal to our argument. So x equals hello world. So when we go to print hello world, we see hello world in our output. So when you're setting multiple arguments and parameters, you simply just add a comma as you see here, argument 1, 2, 3, etc. So I'm going to be going over the return statement in a later video, so I'm not so worried about that right now. Trying to see what else I can go over with you guys, because I mean, I'm just going to leave it there actually. It's a pretty straightforward explanation. Now, when you're adding more arguments, you also need to add more to the parameter as well. Just so you guys know, it's good to know both. So say we have hello world, comma, a number value of 73. We could do x, comma, n. So n would be equal to 73, or whatever you want to change it to. So this was a pretty quick video. I wanted to explain this pretty quickly because it's going to be something that I use a lot in my videos. You're going to want to learn and know what these are because you use them all the time. Now, this is also a chance for me to test the quality of the video. I did mess around with some of my settings for my recording software, so hopefully you guys can read the text now. Before I had some issues where everything was a little blurry, and it was kind of hard for you guys to read while I was typing or what I had up on the screen, so hopefully that's all fixed for you guys. So, thank you for watching. I hope you learned a little more, and if you want to keep learning, feel free to check out my channel, drop a like down below, and leave a comment on what you think and what else you want to learn. Don't forget to join New Era Studios on Roblox and subscribe. We're trying to work on building our community up and getting your name out there. So I hope to see you guys in my other videos.